Hello, and welcome back to the Elite Challenge. Last time we saw Free-MMO Direct once again make it back to Stage 3, along with Vinzika, but Free was able to secure the first place in the tournament, going out midway through Stage 3 on the cliffhanger. Now 50 competitors return to take on the Elite Challenge Tournament 6. Competitors will start off, as always, with Stage 1, and emerging through the fire from the start house. They'll be greeted by the half-pipe scramble. 4 half-pipes jumping between one to another, and then directly onto the second obstacle, which is the wall, once again returning. Perfect for catching people out. Competitors go up and over, and then onto the window frames. Obstacle called Framed 9 windows, set apart, get across them any way you see fit. Then on the run down towards the second new obstacle of the tournament, this is the curtain slider. Based off of the anti-theft device from the last tournament, competitors go along the angled surface, moving from ledge to ledge. Straight after that into the paper air raid, the ever-present paper planes, becoming less and less effective as the tournaments go on, but still there nonetheless. Then competitors round the bend and along the coat hangers. Once again leading into the triple fire escape. 2 90-degree turns between the ladders this time out, still with their trick ledges halfway up just to catch people out. And then once you make your way up to the top, you're greeted by Crash Valley once again. Down the first slope, turn hard right and back up against the flow of the balls. Make it up, over or through and across the gap at the end to make it here to the final platform. And if you can get there in 140 seconds or less, you'll be moving on to Stage 2. Now time to see how our competitors for today get on. And first up we have returning from Tournament 4, this is Crowned Ferret 19, the host of Irish Warrior, and as a course host he will be looking to represent himself well. 140 seconds on the clock, and Irish into the half-pipe scramble should hopefully be making quite light work of this first obstacle, taking his time to line up the jumps, going from corner to corner, being as safe as possible, and then directly onto the wall. Heading up in that diagonal pattern. Once again, using a bit of caution all the way up to the top and over the top of the wall, and Irish beats the wall. Next up is Framed, and he's going to skip the first window frame straight to the second. And now back and forth. Just focusing on hitting his landings. Not going for speed. Not going for anything fancy. Just simple and effective, and beats Framed. Now Irish is going to be the first person to attempt the curtain slider. Jumping straight in, first ledge, second, third, starting to pick up a bit of speed. Goes for the save jump. Kills the momentum. Up high, back down low. Starts to pick the speed up again, one more up high, but he's having to save. Second save, third. Irish gets it back under control. Now up for the final ledge. Looking for the dismount onto the planes, and that is Irish now into the paper air raid, making his way through down the centre all the way to the landing platform, now onto the coat hangers. His last appearance in Tournament 4 ended in disaster on this obstacle. Can Irish go better today? He's up on top and making progress along the top of the coat hangers. But he overjumps the last one, and Irish down and out, but a good opening performance for the competitors against the course. Up next we have Goof Troop 125281 off into the half-pipe scramble. And Goof Troop landing, just like Irish, going corner to corner. But he comes up short on the last one, and Goof Troop down and out. Not lucky for the newcomer. Next up, another newcomer. This is EXT Chocobo. He's attacking the course with speed, straight into the half-pipe scramble. Not slowing down at all, and EXT Chocobo beats the obstacle, and now onto the wall. Starting to climb, third ledge, fourth. Overjumps the fifth, but he's going to save it further down. EXT Chocobo, oh, and he slips again, but once again saves it. Now he's got to climb up the wall from that bottom right peg. Slips again, once again saves. This man must be a cat, he's using up all of his 9 lives. But they've run out. EXT Chocobo down and out. Next up we have a returning competitor. This is Pixel Kitty 5203. And this is her last video game event as a single woman. Congratulations on getting married. But let's see if the success will come early. And Pixel Kitty off 140 seconds into the first of the half pipes. Looking to line that jump up. Was having trouble with it in practice. Goes for it but comes up short. Pixel Kitty down and out. Now another competitor and another newcomer. This is Virus GR42 from Greece. Let's see how the Greek will fare. First Greek on the Elite Challenge. Lining up the jump, we've just seen Pixel Kitty fail. Can Virus make it? No, he can't. Virus down and out. What a shame. Both Virus and Pixel Kitty part of the group of sim racers who partake each tournament. Here's another one. This is Kovaralis, and he's out as well. Same jump. Now we have Bussy666, who finished 50th place in the last tournament, was the only competitor to miss the very first jump. Now how will he fare? The Flying Dutchman underway, and he makes the jump. So far the top sim racer in the tournament, Bussy666, makes the second jump. This is a personal best. Now can he make the third? Yes he can, and Bussy666 completes his first obstacle on the Elite Challenge at his third time of asking. Now how will he fare against the wall? He's looking good, but he's slipped. Caught himself. Bussy looks like he's got a strategy today. And he's going to try and execute it, analyse which way he's going to go. All the way up to the top. Oh, slips down again, but Bussy. And he makes it up to the top. Bussy beats 2 obstacles. And he's walked backwards off. Oh no, Bussy, he's down and out. That will go down as the wall failure, but a personal best nonetheless. Next up is Makofoven from France. Was supporting Bussy's run. How will he do in comparison to the Dutchman? And Makofoven down and out. That's not a good showing by his standards. He's used to be the top of the sim racers. Next up we have Tarmac Griffin 42. He's promising to use all of his skill and experience, and the experience is definitely adding up. This is his 6th attempt at the Elite Challenge. And Tarmac Griffin beats the first obstacle. Now how will he fare with the wall? Not great, he's going to bang his head, and down and out goes Tarmac Griffin. Next up we have the top sim racer from the last tournament. This is Creepy Tomcat. Was helped out in the last tournament by Free MMO Direct. Let's see if any of his lessons have transferred. No, they haven't. Creepy Tomcat down and out straight away, second jump. And that is it for the sim racers. Now we're on to some more regular Halo jumping contestants. This is Carl Schambeg 2, returning from Tournament 1, where he failed the paper air raid. That obstacle still in play, but down moved to the 5th obstacle now. And Carl Schambeg straight through, beats the half-pipe scramble, now onto the wall. Making progress up in a diagonal. Oh, he's going to walk down one, but he's going to reset. Goes for that top ledge and he slips and straight down. Carl Schambeg down and out on the wall. That's his second obstacle failure. Next up we have another returning contender. This is J-Stud Roblox, who failed the cannon jumps back in Tournament 2. Let's see how he fares on his return to the Elite Challenge. His 140 seconds already well underway as he's on to the half-pipe scramble. And he's got to the last half-pipe and makes the jump to the wall. J-Stud Roblox just ticked under 120 seconds. Lining himself up. making sure to stay away from the wall to not hit his head on the higher ledges. J-Stud Roblox. Oh, but he's also gone over that fifth spike. Caught himself. Gonna go back up though. Can he get up from here? Choosing the easier jump, and J-Stud Roblox up and over the wall. Now we have another competitor onto framed. Goes into the first window frame, cross to the second. J-Stud Roblox going window by window. Gets to the fifth. No, he doesn't. He bounces out. J-Stud Roblox down and out. Here we have a battle on the start platform. Who will emerge victorious from these three? It will be competitor number 13. This is Mickey Cop 8. A big fan of Halo jumping. Replica course maker, and he's failed the wall in his previous 2 appearances. Cheered on this time by Super Ninja Jake and Junsato Cyan. But Mickey Cop straight onto the wall. Now, can he beat it this time? Third time's the charm. Looking to go up and over. Mickey Cop saving each jump. Going for the big hop up to the top. It's a near perfect crouch jump, and Mickey Cop makes it. He beats the wall. Now on to framed. First window going straight to the 4th. That's a very quick technique. Straight to the 7th. Mickey Cop looking well, but no, he's down and out on the 8th one after hitting his head on the top of the window frame. Good showing though from Mickey Cop. Definitely an improvement. Next up we have Sparky Plays. Sparky Plays failed the rolling log in his previous appearance back in Tournament 4, where he was fooled into competing by D-Mills. But now he's back once again, and he's going to beat the first obstacle once again. Way to go, Sparky. Now onto the wall. Oh, and he's missed the first ledge. Sparky Plays, more like Sparky Splash. Next up, we have a competitor who's cooking up a performance. In the fire there is Spider Case, the DRL host. And Spider looking to have a good run. Here he goes, 140 seconds into the half-pipe scramble. Making good speed through the first obstacle. You expect from a Halo racer someone to move very fast, but Spider now... Oh, he's overshot! He took his time. I thought he was lining it up, but then a bit too much power in the jump. Next up, it looks like the Master Chief. Could it be the Master Chief? No, it's competitor number 16. It's Nike 2000. Yet another Halo racer. Nike lining up for his 5th appearance on the Elite Challenge. 140 seconds underway and into the half-pipe scramble. Straight to the 3rd and to the 4th. Nike, good job, beats the half-pipe scramble. Now onto the wall. We've seen Nike before. He's looked solid and smooth. Up and over. And he's going to beat the wall. Now Nike knows a thing or two about frames, because he's a racing photographer. Knows how to frame a shot. Now can he defeat the window frames on the Elite Challenge? And he's looking good, looking strong, looking quick. And Nike already to the last frame, and through he goes. Now Nike versus the curtain slider. First ledge. Oh, he's going to slip off the first ledge. Nike down and out. That's unfortunate. Now back to the start of the course. We have yet another Halo racer. This is Kimchiaru lining up for his 6th appearance. His best appearance coming all the way back in Tournament 1 where he failed Crash Mountain. So can Kimchi get back there for revenge in this tournament? He'd have to nearly beat the entire stage to do it. But Kimchi straight into the wall. Moving well, climbing the wall. All the way up and over the top. Kimchi, now, he's gonna go on to framed. Into the windows. First window, 2nd, 3rd, 4th window. Kimchi moving well through the 5th, 6th. And he comes up short of getting into the 7th, bounced off the side of the frame. Kimchi is down and out. Up next, another competitor standing in the fire. This is D-Mills NY. Lining up for his 3rd appearance, 140 seconds on the clock, and D-Mills is underway. D-Mills took great offense recently at being ranked as a C-class racer in the HTSX, but that's not a C-class strategy, using the half pipes in order to get up the wall safer. Good awareness there from D-Mills. Now he's on to Framed. First window, second, third, fourth, fifth, the little bump of the head, 6, 7, 8, D-Mills all the way through. Now onto the curtain slider. We have seen D-Mills go very deep in the Elite Challenge before, having gotten all the way, I believe, to the Diamonds in the Sky back in Tournament 4. But can he get that far again? Final few ledges of the curtain slider standing between D-Mills, but he goes up and he undershoots. D-Mills down and out. And of course claims yet another victim. And now we have another Halo racer at the start line. This is Squeezoo. Yet the third of the current DRL hosts. He failed the wall in the last 3 tournaments, so safe to say Squeezoo has a target. But he's got to get the half-pipe scramble out the way first, and sure enough he does. Now Squeezoo versus the wall. Sticking to the left-hand side. No, he's hit his head and down and out again. Squeezoo for the 4th tournament in a row, failing the wall. What a shame. Next up, back to more familiar names. This is Junsato Cyan, lining up for his 5th appearance on the Elite Challenge. 140 seconds begin, and Junsato Cyan into the half-pipe scramble. Lining up that jump, taking a bit more time than several of the other competitors, making sure he hits his landings, and Junsato Cyan now onto the wall. Staying crouched to try and avoid hitting his head. Cyan makes it all the way up. Can he make the crouch jump to the top? He's taking a few attempts at it, but makes it. Now he's on to Framed. This is where he came unglued in the last tournament. But he's moving well. Back and forth, back and forth. 7th window. 8. 9th, and Junsato Cyan beats Framed and now runs down the platform and onto the curtain slider. Straight into the first ledge. 2nd. 3rd, using the momentum well. Cuts the momentum out, goes up high. Now makes the drop down, lands it. Starting to build up a bit more momentum. One more high jump for Junsato Cyan. But no, he doesn't get the jump, he just runs off. Cyan down and out. And that is 20 competitors up, 20 competitors down so far. And now Junsato Cyan escorting the next competitor to the start line. This is Super Ninja Jake 2. He failed very late on in his last appearance back in Tournament 2. Now how will he fare this time around? 140 seconds on the clock, and Super Ninja Jake into the half-pipe scramble. Already straight into the 2nd, straight to the 3rd, 4th, wasting little time, straight to that 2nd ledge of the wall, and starts to climb. All the way up to the top and over. Super Ninja Jake going well early doors. Straight into the 2nd window of Framed. Tries to skip straight to the 5th, but doesn't make it. Comes up, slips out, and Super Ninja Jake down and out. Next up, we have another competitor who has done every single tournament so far. This is K-Fly. And K-Fly failed the 4th obstacle last time. See if he can do better this time around. He's already beaten the half-pipe scramble in less than 10 seconds, and K-Fly slides off the wall. He just stepped one too many to the right, and down goes K-Fly. Up next is Hi, I'm Galactic. 4th appearance on the course. And Galactic failed the rolling log last time in Tournament 4. Rolling log not here this time around, so how will Galactic fare? Taking a bit more time than the others on the half-pipe scramble, but looking at smooth. Beats the obstacle, now starts to climb the wall. 4th peg. 5th. Bit shaky. Goes for the top corner, and up and over. Now lining up the jump onto Framed. First window, second, third, fourth, fifth. Making light contact with the top of the frames as Galactic is landing. Seems to be a good strategy to not overshoot, and Galactic beats Framed. Now on the run down towards the curtain slider. Galactic, first ledge. Saves it. Second. Saves again. Big jump to the third. Makes it. Just about manages to cut the momentum out enough to not slide straight off. Now going up high. Galactic making the jump back down low to the next ledge. Oh, nearly sliding back off. Galactic saving it. Final ledge up high, makes the landing. Jumps off into the paper air raid. Here goes Galactic through the tops of the paper planes. Going for an interesting route, but nonetheless gonna make it. And Galactic onto the coat hangers. Second competitor to get this far today, after Irish all the way back in competitor number 1. And Galactic going down the low side. Gonna have to make the transfer up on top at some point. Galactic makes it all the way to the end. Goes for the jump back. Oh, tries to save it, but save jumps off the side. And High-An Galactic down and out. Was already looking rough for time anyway, so may not have been able to make it. But nonetheless, a good performance from Galactic. Up next we have the returning competitor. This is Bubba Ace. Failed Framed in the last tournament. How will Bubba get on with his 140 seconds that begins now? Bubba straight through the first 2 half pipes. Third, fourth, lands it. And Bubba Ace now onto the wall. Doesn't make it up the first time of asking. Second time. Oh, but he's hit his head. Bubba down and out. And that is already 24 competitors down. This is competitor number 25. And this is a 5-time challenger. This is Disappoint2919. Ending the first half of the competitors. Can he bring success in the opening half of the tournament? Time to find out. He failed the coat hangers in the last tournament. The Disappoint definitely has the potential to go deep. Already starts off well, having to do a second attempt at the crouch jump, but moving very quickly. Skipping from the first to the fourth frame, fourth to the seventh. Makes it, seventh to the ninth, makes it again. Disappoint picking up speed, leaving the camera behind. Straight into the curtain slider. And again, having to cut that momentum out to make the jump up high, but instantly starts to build it back up again. Disappoint. 95 seconds have just gone and he's at the halfway point of the stage. Well up in terms of the time split that you need to beat the stage, and beats the paper air raid. Now Disappoint onto the coat hangers. He failed these in the last tournament. Can he do one better this time? Zigzags up to the top early in the obstacle. Making the transfer from coat hanger to coat hanger. Oh, has a bit ropey on the 7th one, but he makes it across. Now Disappoint up onto the triple fire escape. And with just under a minute to go, Disappoint looking well for time. Just has to hope Crash Valley doesn't take him out. Disappoint up and over. And he makes the jump, but Disappoint, he's lost his awareness. He lost where the next ladder was supposed to be, and down and out. We haven't seen a competitor do that in quite some time. Up next, creeping to the start line, trying to sneak up on the course just like a samurai would. It's Avows the Samurai for his 5th appearance at the Elite Challenge. 140 seconds underway. Another competitor who failed the coat hangers in his last appearance. Sorry, in his appearance in Tournament 4 failed the coat hangers. And Avows makes it through the half pipe scramble. Now up to the wall. First ledge, second, third. But he comes up short of the 4th and he saves it further down. Avows, I think he's trying to work out how he saved it. Doesn't matter if it's skill or luck, it's all the same. Your feet aren't wet. The time's still ticking. And he goes again, and he's gone all the way around again, and this time he's walked off. Bit of disorientation on the part of Avaus, but he fails the wall. As our next competitor lined up and ready to go. This is El Booker Taco. And Booker perched atop the starting house. He's ready to put on a clinic. 140 seconds underway, and Booker into the half-pipe scramble. And he slides off the second half-pipe. That is a disaster for Booker. And with Booker down and out now, falls to Shadowrun 132, competitor number 28. And he's underway. Into the half-pipe scramble goes Shadowrun. He's beaten Booker's performance and is already up onto the wall. And Shadowrun again, another competitor, very quick to the top of the wall. Needs a second attempt at the crouch jump, but he makes it up and over. And now into Framed. And he's only using the left-hand side. Different technique again. Oh, but Shadowrun! He tried to corner jump it, but he's come up short. And he's down and out. And now we reach spot number 29. Historically has been a good position for clears. And it falls this tournament to Mighty Max 80. 140 seconds on the clock for Mighty Max, and he is underway. Last tournament Mighty Max did manage to get to the end, but he was out of time. Let's see if he can knock the speed up a few dials. And Mighty Max up the wall, makes it all the way to the top, and beats the wall. Now onto Framed. Going straight for the second window, and then moving back and forth. 6th frame, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Mighty Max makes it through Framed. Now down the slope towards the curtain slider. Takes a second to line it up and into the obstacle. Mighty Max, first competitor today, make the first upward jump without killing the momentum. Definitely bringing some time back. He's not absolutely flying, but at the halfway point he's had about 16 seconds more than half time. So Mighty Max looking strong here. Rounding the corner onto the coat hangers. First hanger, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. And he makes the crouch jump up to the top. Mighty Max at the bottom of the triple fire escape with just a hair under a minute to go. He's got to climb his way towards success. Needs to not lose his bearings though. As he gets to the top of the second ladder. And makes the transfer over to the third. Not doing a disappoint, so Mighty Max so far with the best run of the day. Makes it onto Crash Valley, so the first competitor today taking this obstacle on. And the downslope, the balls are coming, but they don't catch up to him in time, and Mighty Max makes the transfer. Here come the balls down the slope. Mighty Max punching his way through them, or trying to. He's stacked up 3 at once. 12 seconds to go, Mighty Max up and over. Final couple of balls getting in his way. One hits him on the head, he makes the jump, and Mighty Max 80 is the first person to clear stage 1 today. 4.46 seconds left on the clock as the spectator gallery open fire on him in the traditional manner. Mighty Max to stage 2 for his first time. Let's see if anybody else can join him. And up next is a very strong competitor. This is Gotenks. Gotenks got to the end of the stage back in Tournament 3, but he was unfortunately out of time. Let's see if he can get there again today. 140 seconds, and Gotenks already deep into the half-pipe scramble and beats the obstacle. Now onto the wall. Making sure not to hit his head. Gotenks up the diagonal. Beats the wall. Now onto Framed. Goes straight for the second window. Then straight for the fifth. Gotenks making a bit of time up, but then he's skipping back and forth. Now for the dismount, Gotenks makes it and lands it. Now on the curtain slider. Gotenks lining it up, just over 100 seconds left at the beginning of the obstacle. Gotenks building momentum. Up to the high ledge. Dropping back down. Saving it. Trying to stick the landing before progressing forward. Gotenks almost overjumps it there, but makes the transition straight to that final ledge. Now into the paper air raid. Can't see Gotenks being brought down by some paper planes, and sure enough, Gotenks beats the obstacle. Now on to the coat hangers. First hanger, second. Going for the zigzag. Bit behind Mighty Max in terms of time. Gotenks might want to start speeding this up. But along the top of the coat hangers he goes. Now up the triple fire escape. Up to the top of the first ladder. Looking to transfer to the second. Makes it smoothly. Gotenks starts climbing once again. 35 seconds on the clock. Up to the top of the second ladder. Now to the third. Come on, Gotenks. He's hopping towards glory. Up to the top of the triple fire escape. Now he's got the balls chasing him downhill. 20 seconds just gone. Will Gotenks make the cross? He goes for it, but there's 3 in a row and they've nudged him off the side. Gotenks unable to save it. Down and out. And Gotenks is eliminated. Now back to the start of the stage. This is competitor number 31. This is Paddy Freakin. Failed the slip and slide last time he competed back in Tournament 3. He's seen Gotenks go out. Now can he take revenge and join Mighty Max in Stage 2? Paddy is underway. Making light work of the half-pipe scramble. Straight onto the second ledge of the wall. And Paddy, he hit his head and he's down and out. Paddy Freakin out on the wall. That has to go down as a surprise. Up next, competitor 32. This is Bacon Boy 105572. And Bacon Boy into the half-pipe scramble and out of the half-pipe scramble. What a shame for Bacon Boy. But now here comes another competitor who's baking at the beginning. This is Flamosaurus emerging from the fire. He cleared Stage 1 way back in Tournament 1. Let's see if he can get back to Stage 2 at the 5th time of asking since. But Flame beats the half-pipe scramble. Now straight into the wall, heading up in the diagonal. The Spartan Ninja Warrior host just had a premiere of his most recent tournament. Encourage everybody to go and watch that back as Flame makes the corner jump, goes from 7 to 9 on the frames, makes it across. Now on the run down towards the curtain slider. Flame, first few ledges taken in his stride, cuts out the momentum, goes up high, building it back up again. Flame, 95 seconds just gone. Flame on to now the paper air raid. Once again, another competitor who should be making light work of the paper planes, and sure enough he does. And Flamosaurus now onto the coat hangers. He's going for the same high speed skips as he did in the last tournament. Can he cut the momentum out? Yes he can, only just about managing to save it, but Flame with a big run across the coat hangers. Over a minute to go on the triple fire escape. Just needs to keep his head now and he will get a shot at Crash Valley. Second set of ladders. Flame climbing up now. The minute mark has come and gone. Onto the third ladder we go. Passing that trick ledge halfway up and Flame to the top. 45 seconds. Trying to time it, but he can't see the balls. Gives one of them a big header off the side. Flame, he's got one right on his heels. Another one coming up and over his head. Makes the transfer. Oh, and he lands on one. And it rejects him. Flamosaurus down and out. Straight into the shadows. That is unfortunate for Flame. But back to the start line. This is Bray Wyatt 21. Accompanied once again by Super Ninja Jake and Junsato Cyan. Two competitors really showing support to a lot of the pack here this tournament. And Bray Wyatt now through the half-pipe scramble. And onto the wall. Bray Wyatt, of course, clearing Stage 1 for his first time back in Tournament 4, but he won't be getting back again. Didn't quite make it over the ledge on the wall. Coming up short and down and out goes Bray Wyatt. Now competitor 35, this is Gaming Brando, still on his quest to become the first ever Brandon Seha. Will that quest end today? Not if this course has anything to say about it, and with only one competitor through to stage 2, Brando's gonna have to go some, but he's already beaten the first obstacle. He's making light work of the wall, Gaming Brando up and over, now onto framed. Brando failed Crash Valley in the last tournament, so he knows what it takes to get that far. Brando often failing late on stage 1 or very early on stage 2. His one appearance there saw him go out as the earliest stage 2 fail ever, but he still got there, and that's what's given him this late number, as Brando making his way across the curtain slider. Can he make the last ledge? Yes he can. Brando now onto the paper air raid. He's got some time in hand. You do need to run a bit of a negative split on the Elite Challenge 6 in order to make it on time, as the second half of the course does take a bit more time than the first, but Brando already up onto the top of the coat hangers and making his way across. A minute to go at the bottom of the triple fire escape. It's a similar sort of time to Mighty Max, so we know Brando has the time to make it. Can he keep his awareness? And then can he defeat Crash Valley? Brando all the way to the top of the second ladder, now moving to the third, starting to climb. Gaming Brando all the way to the top of the third ladder. Got a little gap in the balls and he's made it in, but they're going to make ground up on him fast. Brando's got one on his tail, there's two coming down at him. Brando makes the jump, makes the cross, clears the first ball but gets bashed by the second. And Gaming Brando, second tournament in a row, down and out on Crash Valley. How will that affect our next competitor? This is RPG445, also known as Rog. Rog last competed in Tournament 4, where he surprisingly went out on the wall. He made it to Stage 2 back in Tournament 3 though, so Rog knows what he's got to do to clear the course. Just needs to avoid the banana peels. And sure enough, beats the half-pipe scramble with ease. Can't take any chances on the wall though. He knows this has caught him out before, but it won't today. Rog up and over. Lands it safe, now into framed. Going from side to side. Oh, nearly came up short on that third ledge. Got a very late save jump. Rog still in the game by the skin of his teeth. All the way through, beats the obstacle, and now Rog on the run down towards the curtain slider. Hops straight into it. First ledge, second, third, straight up to the fourth, dropping down to the fifth, sixth, seventh. Rog looking in control, looking quick. 87 seconds onto the paper air raid. Rog definitely looking like he's got a good chance of making it. In terms of the time, he's just got to beat the coat hangers as the next obstacle. Sticking it to the low path all the way to the end. It's a difficult crouch jump to get straight from the bottom to the top of these, and Rog overshoots it. Lands on the other side, second time of ask, and sticks it first time, and now onto the triple fire escape. Now onto the second ladder, still north of 45 seconds. Rog is climbing. Knows where the third ladder is and makes the transfer. Rog all the way to the top, still north of 30 seconds to go. It's a good chunk of time to take a shot at Crash Valley. Rog's going to make his way down, just about, doesn't get run over, but straight into the path of a ball, and it rejects him. Rog down and out. Another competitor coming up short on Crash Valley. Let's see if we can get another returning competitor. Nay, not a competitor, a worker. A worker of what, you ask? Well, a worker of meme. As the worker of meme makes his return to the Elite Challenge after a few tournaments away. Last competed in Tournament 3. Got to Stage 2 in Tournament 2, so the worker of meme been absent for a little while. Let's see how he goes on his return, and he's already very quickly onto the wall, making the transfer ledge to ledge all the way up to the top and up and over. The worker of Meme, and he's going to the right hand side and he's using the outside to corner jump his way along Framed. That is certainly a unique technique. We haven't seen anything like that so far today, and it works out for the worker of Meme. Now on to the curtain slider. Meme bouncing from ledge to ledge. Goes up high, drops down low, and the worker of Meme making very good time thanks to his excellent technique. Particularly on Framed, saved himself a fair chunk of time. Already well into the paper air raid, and beats it with 84 seconds on the clock, just under. Now onto the coat hangers. How will Meme fare on this obstacle? It was present on the Tournament 2 course that he cleared, so Meme has a good shot. He's going to zigzag it at the end, and the worker of Meme now onto the triple fire escape. Well over a minute in hand. Now can Meme climb his way to success? He makes the transfer to the second ladder. Making his way up to the top. The worker of Meme, just under 50 seconds has ticked by. Onto the final ladder, makes his way across the trick ledge all the way to the top. There's a run of balls coming, and Meme gives himself a head start. He's being chased down quickly though. Stacks one up behind him, makes the transfer to the second ramp, and Meme punching his way forward. No, he's not. He's been punched back. The worker of Meme down and out as Crash Valley claims another victim. Next up, we have a competitor who's climbed all the way to the top of the statues. This is Snoz. And Snoz looking for payback against Framed, where he failed in the last tournament. Snoz, another competitor who cleared back in Tournament 3, is looking to find success once again. Making his way through the half-pipe scramble and onto the wall in about 10 seconds. Good pace for Snoz. Spotting his landings, lining himself up, almost over jumping that fourth ledge there, but he keeps his cool with just a heel on the platform. And Snoz now onto Framed. This is where he came a cropper in the last tournament. Can he beat it this time? Third frame, fourth, to the fifth, 6, 7, come on Snoz, 8, 9. No, he overshoots. He goes through the frame and out the other side. Doesn't get a jump. Snoz down and out. And as we reach competitor number 39, this is Sane the Legend. He's beaten stage 1 before, back in tournament 3, and like Snoz, also failed Framed in the last tournament. So can he differentiate his recent history from the previous competitor? Sane very quickly up onto the wall, up and over the top. The host of Sane's Jumping Tournament, a 7-stage Halo Infinite obstacle course. He should be at home on these sorts of obstacles. And indeed, he switches the technique up from corner jumping to back and forth, and Sane beats Framed. Now he's got the run down towards the curtain slider. Sane going for very high arcs on the backboard. Goes up top, makes the drop. 90 seconds just gone now, and Sane beats the curtain slider. He's well up on time at the moment and easily dispatches the paper air raid. Now come the coat hangers. How will Sane get on with these? He's gone straight up to the top, and Sane going along the top, making good progress, staying crouched because the distance they're not so big. It's easier and more controllable. And Sane still over a minute as he's at the top of the first of the fire escapes already. Sane the Legend absolutely burning through this course at the moment. All the way to the top of the second ladder. Now the third. 45 seconds tick by. Sane to the very top. Now can Sane defeat Crash Valley. It's been on a run of competitors claimed. Can Sane end it? Makes the cross to the second ramp. And the bulls are fearful of Sane, it looks like. They're just falling out the way. Sane body blocks one of them, but he's going to make it, and he's going to make it in a good time. 20.08 seconds for Sane the Legend. And finally, we have a second competitor through to stage 2. Way to go, Sane, back there for the second time. And speaking of competitors who have multiple attempts at stage 2, this is Fireball. Beat stage 1 in the first 3 tournaments and has had 2 back-to-back failures on Crash Valley. So we know Fireball practically a shoo-in for going deep, and he very much will go quick. 15 seconds in, he's already up and over the wall. Now into Framed, back and forth. Someone who definitely does not like to hang about. Beats Framed already very quickly. 30 seconds down, 3 obstacles gone. Now onto the curtain slider. This one might take him a little bit longer than that, but Fireball, and he goes for the skip. First competitor skipping the first upward ledge in this tournament. 95 seconds still on the clock, and Fireball over the halfway mark. Absolutely zooming. He's beaten the paper air raid as well. Now can he deal with the coat hangers? Cuts the corner to get onto them. Fireball staying down low all the way to the end with a zigzag. 70 seconds still on the clock as he hits the triple fire escape. Is even faster than Sane. 65 seconds to the top of the first ladder. Fireball climbing his way, potentially back to stage 2. He's just got to keep his awareness. Sure enough, he does. Oh, bit of a slip there, but he's got plenty of time to play with. But that won't be good for his mindset going into Crash Valley. You need to be alert for this obstacle, and he's already got a ball on his tail. Trying to slow it down with a zigzag. Slows it to a stop, lines it up. Doesn't jump straight into the path of a ball. Gets a jump off of one. Over a triple. Fireball moving fast up the slope. Starting to punch a few balls away. Fireball makes the jump. And he's going to hit the button. 23.96 seconds left on the clock. And Fireball, for the 4th time, makes it to stage 2. Well done, Fireball. Beats Crash Valley that's claimed him in the last 2 tournaments. Now how will he fare on stage 2? Well, next up on the course, it looks like it's Iron Man. But it isn't Tony Stark. It's Vulcan. And Vulcan, he's also searching for his 4th stage 1 clear. However, unlike Fireball, Vulcan has never failed stage 1 on the Elite Challenge. He's currently 3 for 3 and going for 4 for 4. And Vulcan already up to the top of the wall, up and over. Makes the landing, now into Framed. 2nd to the 3rd to the 4th. 5th. 6th. 7th. 8th. 9th. And Vulcan beats Framed. Another competitor who doesn't really like to hang about, has had some slow finishes in his time, but currently holds the fastest stage 1 clear time on Ninja Warrior of Halo. Vulcan moving well onto the paper air raid already. 90 seconds just gone on the clock. Vulcan having to make a little detour because he picked the wrong route. But Vulcan now rounding the bend and onto the coat hangers. Going straight for the second. He's going for the flame technique. 6, 8, and he saves it. Vulcan all the way across the top. 71 seconds now onto the fire escape. He's duking out with Fireball's time at the moment. Vulcan climbing well. Second ladder, just over a minute gone. And Vulcan to the top of that second ladder, now onto the third. 50 seconds left to go. Vulcan in no trouble for time. Now how will he fare with Crash Valley? Lets one ball go past, starting to try and slow down the next few. Trying to pick a gap, and sure enough he catches the cycle well. Vulcan sticking to the side. Zigzagging up. Trying to avoid the ball. Uses that one to jump across a few, gets pushed back a bit. Vulcan, they're starting to gang up on him now. He's got 3 stacked up against him, but round the side, Vulcan makes the jump, and Vulcan also breaks through the balls. Another competitor heading to stage 2 for their 4th time. And it took us a long time to get it clear, and even longer for the second, and then 3 come along at once. Way to go, Vulcan. Back to stage 2. Now, how will our next competitor fare with this wave of success? Let's find out, as they're trying to get on top of the starting building to do a cool intro. But this isn't boding well for success, as they're giving up on the E. They're trying to now use the C, and that's not worked either. Wow, this is Hunter Unit 751. Now, you'd be fooled for believing that, because Hunter's a very strong competitor, but he's unable to climb on the logo, as he's given up now. And Hunter, about to take on the course. He's beaten it twice before. Let's see if he can go for his 3rd clear and make it 4 in a row. Hopefully the shenaniganry on the start building will not have phased him. As Hunter into the half-pipe scramble, makes it through with ease. Now onto the wall, having to do a save, but lands it. Back under control, Hunter all the way up and over the top of the wall. Now makes the landing, and going into frame straight to the 2nd window. And then back side to side, staying crouched to not hit his head. Hunter to the 8th window, 9th, and beats it. The Ninja Warrior of Halo host now into the curtain slider. Recently been finished recording runs for his latest tournament, so we eagerly anticipate watching that one. But for now, Hunter focused on the paper air raid, making his way through the obstacle. 75 seconds at the turn. Now onto the coat hangers. Cuts the corner, goes up top. Staying low. Under control, making the jump across the tops of the coat hangers. And Hunter now onto the triple fire escape with just under a minute. We've seen Mighty Max clear with this sort of time, so Hunter should be able to do it time-wise. So whether he can defeat the obstacles or not is the problem now. Going up sideways up the ladders. It's a bit of an old school technique, but it's working out for him. Hunter now up the 3rd ladder all the way to the top. And he jumps across. Now onto the downward slope of Crash Valley. Hunter shooting the balls behind him to slow them down so they won't have as much of an effect on him. He's trying to jump over them. He's not making much forward progress, but now he's starting to run. He's had a gap behind him. Now Hunter going on the upslope, but he gets hit by that second ball of a 1-2. Hunter Unit 751 down and out. Time was difficult for him though. We shall hopefully see him back again in the next tournament. Now we're back to the start with another competitor in yellow armor failing to climb the start building. This is Fluffy B, and this is a competitor who made a real impact in the last tournament. The Aborigines Warrior editor, in his first attempt on the Elite Challenge, beat the stage 1. Now he's looking to go 2 for 2 for Fluffy B. He starts to climb up the wall. Fluffy B all the way up to the top. And over the top. Now onto framed. Into the 1st window. 2nd. 3rd. Fluffy B from side to side. Starting to pick the pace up now as he gets his bearings on the obstacle. To the 8th window. Backs it up. Jumps for the 9th. Straight through. Clears. And now onto the curtain slider. 1st platform, 2nd, starting to pick the pace up, 90 seconds come and gone. Going for the jump up high, but abandons it, trying to reset. Gotta stick it, sticks it, goes up high, only just makes it though, does Fluffy B. Makes the drop down, he's got another upward ledge to deal with here. And he slides off of it, Fluffy B down and out on the curtain slider. That's a shame. Next up we have Eternal Flame 395. We've already had 2 competitors beat this stage for their 4th time. Can Eternal make it 3? Into the half-pipe scramble goes Eternal Flame. Tournaments 2, 3 and 4. 3 in a row he beat stage 1. Now Eternal climbs the wall, sticking to the left-hand side, up and over the top. He was knocked out by Crash Valley in the last tournament, ending his streak. Trying to Cora jump his way through Framed, and sure enough, Eternal beats Framed in good time. Now onto the curtain slider. Oh, and he's overjumped the second ledge. Eternal Flame down and out, manages to pick up a bit too much momentum and just overshot, slid off the obstacle. That's not going to be what Spenny37 wants to see. He's going to go out and avenge Eternal though. Spenny lining it up. And Spenny comes up short, down and out, Spenny37. That is a big shock. Now on to the next competitor. Hopefully you won't be rattled by Spenny. This is Pedroman618, formerly known as Petrillo Fan. Has beaten stage 1 in the past. In the last tournament he cleared for the first time. Now can he go back to back, getting to stage 2? His 140 seconds underway, and Pedro already onto the wall. And all the way up and over. Pedro moving very quickly. He's been a grand champion on other courses before, so he knows what it takes to go deep. And we should expect a good performance from a competitor of Pedroman's skills. As he's lined up and beaten Framed. Now onto the curtain slider. It's just caught out Eternal Flame. How will Pedro do on it? Cuts the momentum out there on that third ledge. Goes up high. Everything looking under control, looking smooth. Pedroman, 90 seconds to go at the halfway mark. Now onto the paper air raid and burning through it. Pedroman on the run now towards the coat hangers. Lands the first one. Goes up top. Making his way along the tops of the coat hangers. And Pedroman all the way to the end and onto the triple fire escape. Another competitor with well north of a minute. He starts to climb up to the top of the first ladder. Slides down a couple of times though. Pedro get it back together. Up the second ladder now. Pedro making progress. He's climbing well all the way to the top. 45 seconds still on the clock as he's halfway up the third and final ladder. And makes the jump and lands it onto Crash Valley. The balls are stacking up behind him. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pedro just about avoids getting swarmed and he takes a ball to the shins, but he keeps on going. Pedro up the slope. He's got to deal with a wave of balls coming at him now. He's getting pushed back. Up and over goes Pedro. He's trying to line these balls up and take a sprint in a gap, but no, he takes one to the head. That's concussion protocol as the buzzer sounding. Pedro makes the jump and he hits the button. 5.41 seconds remain. That's Frimo Direct waiting for him at the finish. For you cheeky scamp running around on the course with other people. And Pedroman, second tournament in a row, he's back to stage 2. And now we wait for the next competitor. Oh no, it's another competitor who's made it up to atop the course mascots. This is Weapon Matt. He's on a bit of a streak as well himself. 2 clears in the last 2 tournaments. And on his debut, he made it to the finish line but was out of time. So Weapon Matt has never been defeated by an obstacle in stage 1. Can that continue today? Competitor number 47, he's done well in the last few tournaments. And Weapon Matt climbing up and over the wall and beats it. He's another competitor with a legacy in the Halo jumping world. Formerly host of Weapon Warrior. Very graciously let me bunk in his discords for the early series of the Elite Challenge. A Weapon Matt. Now onto the curtain slider. First ledge, second, third. Saves it, cuts the momentum out. Goes up high. And then starts to pick the pace up again. Weapon Mat kills the momentum. Upward jump, makes the landing. Now onto the paper air raid. Weapon Mat a little bit slower than some competitors so far, but that doesn't matter. Speed isn't always the key, it's just if you've got time left on the clock, as Weapon Mat half time at the turn. So he may have to hustle, but he makes good work of the coat hangers so far. Staying down low, needs to get up high. Does it in one. Now onto the triple fire escape. And the time he's made up, just under a minute now. To put him back in the ballpark to clear. He just needs to find that second ladder, and sure enough he manages to locate it. Up the second ladder. Sticking to the left hand side where the ledges are a bit thicker. Weapon Mat lines it up straight to the third. 35 seconds just come and gone. And Weapon Mat up to the top of the third ladder. Takes a bull to the head straight away, but he's down onto Crash Valley. He's got one on his heels. Second coming up over the top. The third just about misses him. Weapon Mat manages to hang onto the edge of the ledge instead of being hit by the bulls. Starts punching away, and Weapon Mat climbing up the ramp. They're starting to gang up on him again. Weapon Mat punching his way through. Takes one to the head, makes the big jump, and Weapon Mat through to stage 2 for the third tournament in a row. 3.27 seconds. Not the quickest time of the day, in fact the slowest, but time doesn't matter as long as you get there within the time limit, and Weapon Mat's done just that to get himself back to stage 2. Now will any of the last 3 competitors be able to join him? Up next is Soul Reaper 1025. He was the first place winner in Tournament 4. He's cleared stage 1 in the last 2 tournaments. Finished 3rd place in Tournament 5. And Soul looking to do just as well, if not better, in this tournament. Makes his way onto the course. Half pipe scramble, already beaten in less than 10 seconds. Now onto the wall. Soul climbing, sticking all the landings, not rushing anything, but still up and over in less than 10 seconds once again. Now onto framed, bouncing back and forth. Soul Reaper 1025, 5th window, 6th, 7th, 8th, and the 9th one. Soul beating framed. Now he's on the run down towards the curtain slider. First ledge. 2nd, 3rd. Oh no, he doesn't get the height for the 4th. Soul down and out. He didn't take the momentum out. He went for it and didn't quite get enough lift. That is unfortunate. So now we have competitor 49. This is Vinzika. He's cleared stage 1 3 times in his The Elite Challenge career. He cleared stage 2 in the last tournament, going out on Dangerous all the way up in stage 3. Now can Vinzika do better this time around? He's got stage 1 to clear first, and 15 seconds in and he's already beaten the first 2 obstacles. Vinzika really going with some gusto on this stage 1. He's got a bit more riding on it than most. Of course, Vinzika with quite a history in the Halo jumping world. If he clears today, this will be his 99th stage 1 clear in his career. So a big milestone for Vinzika. And he's absolutely flying through the first stage as things stand. 95 seconds on the clock still, and he's in the paper air raid. Vinzika now beats that obstacle. Now straight onto the coat hangers. Goes up top straight away. Making his way along the top of the obstacle. 75 seconds coming up. And Vinzika onto the triple fire escape with plenty of time in the bank. Makes his way up and over the first ladder to the second. And Vinzika climbing the minute mark, still has just about ticked by, and he's at the top of the second ladder already. Now on to the third. He has failed Crash Valley's predecessor, Crash Mountain, before, so he knows not to take this obstacle lightly, and he's already got 2 bulls on his tail on the down ramp. Makes the cross to the up ramp. Catches it just behind the first bull. And here they come against him. He's managing to hang on, but he's getting battered as Vinzika. He's getting pushed back and back, taking more and more bulls. But now he starts to get a bit of momentum, lands on top of one, and it's rolled him back down again. Vinzika, he's had a hard time of it, but he's made it across, and Vinzika, 17.28 seconds, makes it back to stage 3 once again. And that is another competitor through to their 4th stage 3. Now it's the final competitor, the last man out of the gate, and the only competitor to already have 4 attempts at stage 2. This is Fremo Durek, the only competitor to beat stage 2 twice. And both times led to him finishing in 1st place. Now can he do that again in Tournament 6? And Free already off to a very hot start, up and over the wall, beating the half-pipe scramble. He's beaten the wall, and now he's on to the framed. 1st to 4th to 7th, nearly slides off to the 9th window, and 3 goes Fremo Direct. He's really trying to put the course to the sword in this tournament, and he makes that skip work. Free taking shortcuts all over the place. 100 seconds have just gone by. He's even quicker than Vinzika was to this point. And Free bouncing through the paper air raid, light as a feather. And he's going for the skips even on the coat hangers. Free absolutely flying. He holds the fastest stage clear time of all time on the Elite Challenge so far. Unlikely to beat it on this tournament, but he's really given it a good go. Nearly slipped up on the coat hanger, but that seems, half an obstacle ago at this point. Fremo Direct flying up the ladders. 65 seconds to go, and he's already beaten that second of the fire escapes. Just about gonna fail getting to the top in under a minute, but Fremo Direct now on to Crash Valley. Takes a ball to the head already, but he's making it look simple. Trying to sidestep a ball on the way down the slope, stopping them behind him. Waiting for a gap that's smart for Free. Using his time well. Gets a jump straight off the first ball, clears the second. Likewise again for 3rd and 4th. Free bouncing over the balls, they can't stop him. Over the gap, and Fremo Direct, 30.75 seconds, absolutely destroys stage 1 today. And that will be the fastest time through stage 1 in this tournament. And with nobody else to go after him, he's going to top the leaderboard once again. Way to go, Free. Speaking of the leaderboard, here are the competitors who've beaten stage 1 today. Fremo Direct with 30.75 seconds with the fastest time, ahead of Fireball and Sane the Legend, both coming in north of 20 seconds. Vulcan and Vinzika, the 2 Vs in behind, over 15. And then Pedro Man, Mighty Max and Weapon Matt all finishing with 5.41, 4.46 and 3.2 seconds respectively. That is your list of 8 competitors making it through to stage 2. Time to see what they will be up against in this tournament. And we're starting in familiar territory once again with the Razorback Grind. Competitors get into the Razorback to start the time and head off down the rail. Make the landing on the platform and then run along to the Olympic rings, which this tournament have been flipped into the correct arrangement for their namesake. Should provide competitors with a bit of a different challenge, and then make the dismount and onto the Gungoose and face off against the Mongoose Cliffhanger. That will then lead into the rocky road. Avoid the bumps in the road as you head along. Make the jump to the U-turn. Now added a few extra bumps. Make the landing off of the U-turn down the slope. Pick up some speed and head into the vehicle ramps. 3 ramps. Takes a bit of throttle control to get over them. And then we have the final boss of stage 2, the French Twist. This twisting rail. You need to make it from one face of the cubes to the other, and then down to the final platform. Hit the landmines in 70 seconds or less, and you will be gifted a ticket to stage 3. Let's see how our 8 competitors get on today. First up, we have Mighty Max 80, the only competitor making their stage 2 debut. He's into the Razorback and off underway goes Mighty Max. Makes the landing. Running now down towards the Olympic rings. Lining it up. First pillar. Second. And he overjumps the third. Mighty Max down and out on the Olympic rings. They've already claimed their first victim of the tournament. Up next we have Sane the Legend. He's been here before, he should know what to expect. And he's off with his 70 seconds underway onto the Razorback grind, and he's stayed in the Razorback for too long. Sane down and out already. That's a shocker. And just like that, we're already on to our third competitor on stage 2. This is Fireball. Let's hope Fireball can turn the tide. 2 competitors out very early. Fireball has gone deep before. He ran out of time hanging off the side of the French twist in a previous tournament. Let's see how he gets on today. Fireball with a bit of a softly approach to the Razorback grind, but he makes the landing, and now straight into the Olympic rings. Third, fourth antenna, fifth. Fireball making light work, now hopping on the Mongoose. Fireball is, of course, a pretty established Halo racer in his own right, so onto the Mongoose he should be looking good, and sure enough defeats the Mongoose cliffhanger with ease. Likewise the Rocky Road, now up onto the U-turn. He's lost a lot of momentum, he's going to try and make it, but Fireball, no he's not. But he hasn't fallen, he's managed to get the Gun Goose. It looks like he's wedged. Plenty of grip though on the Halo Infinite Mongooses, so Fireball trying desperately to drag it back, and look, he's got movement. Fireball, he's not stuck, he might be able to save this, but the clock's running out. And for the second time on stage 2, Fireball hearing the buzzer while hanging on by his fingertips. Fireball out of time, but he makes it. Fireball, he's got the Mongoose back out of that predicament, and he's straight into the vehicle ramps. He's beaten those, and then he's gone off the side of the French twist. Fireball, fair play. He gave it a good effort. Unfortunately, timing out on the U-turn. Currently the best run of this tournament though. Let's see if anybody can do better. And if someone can, why not the Iron Man? It's Vulcan, and he's got Framo Direct in support. Vulcan's been here 3 times before. Gone out fairly early a few times. Let's see if he can go better today. And Vulcan sets off. 70 seconds, he's beaten the Razorback grind. Now into the Olympic rings. Vulcan choosing to save jump. It obviously is a safer technique, but it is slower. And stage 2 more inclined to be done quicker than stage 1. But Vulcan now onto the Mongoose cliffhanger. Hanging on. Softly, Vulcan making progress, but halftime's already come and gone. Now onto the Rocky Road. Vulcan, you're going to have to pick the pace up. 25 seconds just coming up. Onto the U-turn, goes high, unlike Fireball, and Vulcan makes the landing, doesn't overshoot. Now onto the vehicle ramps. Time for some throttle control, and Vulcan manages to get it stopped in time. Now onto the French twist, just under 12 seconds to go. It's gonna be touch and go. Vulcan, you're gonna have to gun it. He's struggling to get across the lip. Vulcan makes it across, he saves it, but he's gonna come up short. Vulcan out of time, and he's well into the red zone. Vulcan beats the stage, but not in time, unfortunately. Vulcan, however, becoming the third person to make it to the end of stage 2. But he's going to have to wait for another day for a shot at stage 3. And Vulcan just coming to terms with it. He thought he'd made it, but not quite. That's a shame. But on to the next competitor. And our next competitor up is Pedro Man 618. Been here in the last tournament. Let's see if he can use that experience. And he's off underway. 70 seconds on the clock. Bit quicker on the Razorback grind than several other competitors. Pedro, but he's straight off of the Olympic rings. I did not expect that from Pedro. Undershot and bounced off the first antenna. Now up next we have Weapon Matt. This is his third stage 2 attempt. How will he fare? 70 seconds on the clock. And Weapon Matt hopping into the Razorback. On his way down the track. Weapon Matt to the end. Makes the dismount safely. Now how will he fare with the Olympic rings? First ring. Second. Saves. Going for the third. Nailed it. Fourth. Saves again. Now to the 5th and makes the landing. Weapon Mat now onto the Gungoose. Approaching the Mongoose cliffhanger, but he's got his angles wrong and he's slid off the side. Weapon Mat down and out, and another competitor out on the first 3 obstacles. We only have 2 competitors left standing in this tournament. Next up is Vinzika. He beat this stage in the last tournament. Now can he do it again? It's his 99th attempt at a stage 2 across all courses, and Vinzika heads off looking for a good run. And he's undershot the first antenna just like Pedroman. Vinzika is out again. And just like that, 8 competitors have become 1. Fremo Direct, he's beaten this stage twice before, is now the competitor's only hope to get another person onto stage 3. And Free sets off for his 70 seconds, and he's gone already. Well, that's an abrupt ending to stage 2. And here we are at the end of the French twist. This is where Vulcan, timed out, will be declared the first place finisher in this tournament, for the 5th different first place finisher, and the 3rd different one that's British. So way to go for the Brits. Join us again next time as 50 more competitors take on the Elite Challenge. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you again very soon for the Elite Challenge Tournament 7. Goodbye.